So back to the point about navigating people based on how you know, like, or knowing what their sign is, right? And that being manipulation. Okay, so I was just talking to my cousin the other day. He just started dating this girl. Everything that she's told him about herself, he's kept in a fucking note. Like,
that's creepy.
He's keeping notes on her.
God, that's so
no,
thoughtful.
I've heard. No, that I was like, that's the thing. He was like, yeah, she got a note on me too. But is that not manipulation? Because you're not really remembering this shit, but you're like, she said a few days ago that she liked the color red, so I'm going to send her some shit, and it's going to be this color because whatever. Is that not the same thing as, like, me already knowing, like, this person is this sign, and so he may like this. So I'm going to let that fuel the way that,
she asking you.
Okay, no, I ain't backing down. Look, that's, okay, my favorite color is different, but if you ask me something more intellectual or logical or or critical, like where I have to critically think, I might be one day that day when you take the notes, but then 2 weeks later it could be a different answer. So now what?
Then you get to know you again.
But then it's like null and void because you're taking that note. Again, I believe we all contradict ourselves, right? As human beings. I feel like we're all
because
hypocrites.
we're always evolving all the time.
And that's my point. So now if you ask me a certain question, scenario based, right? I mean, give me more context as far as the note. Because if you're asking me my favorite color or what street I grew up on, and that's
shit that he would need to know if he was going to date her. And so that shit could change. Like, right? Like, it could be things that she liked today and she don't like 2 days from now.
Okay.
But he took that mental note. And so,
since we talked about on the show before proposals, right? So let's say if I ask a woman like, hey, how do you want to be proposed to, right? And then she answers, I take a note of it, and then 6 years later I propose, and then her whole wish is different.
Is that being?
But how is that manipulation though? That's basically the same thing, right? Because.
But again, I'm not saying manipulation in a bad way, though.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, how is using the information that you have from a person?
Because you can use that to, if I know your soft spot, your sweet spot, to what your trigger, same thing with triggering somebody to get a reaction out of somebody. That's manipulation. I know what.
But that's a more negative responance.
Bro, it's manipulation, bro. Let's not play semantics. You know what I'm trying to say, though.
Feel like
you get what I'm trying to say.
I feel like
You're just trying to
at a certain point, we're using our resources.
But that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with manipulation.
If I have the knowledge of how you may be or what you may like, why wouldn't I use that to my
benefit? Put it like this: if you buy me a brand new video game, right, and you buy Chip that same new video game, you give me the video game cheat book. Chip doesn't get it, but then you tell both of us, hey, look, first one to beat the game wins a prize. I manipulated it. He didn't. I
manipulated it because I gave you the cheat book.
Well, okay, exactly. If I had the cheat book, not you giving it to me, because then that's just cheating it. What? You're not following me?
No.
So if I know exactly what to do to appease this person based on their birth date, I'm going to do that to my benefit.
You don't know that.
But you don't, because you don't know the full. I feel like you can never know a person 100% because, like she said, there's so many different, like, I don't even know myself 100%. And I feel like I know a little bit about what I got going on, but not all the way.
No. But that's my ultimate point, though, is that why I don't believe in it. I'm explaining why I'm saying it's terrorist activities to her.
That's not making sense.
It is making sense, though. I say it's terrorist activities because I'm a terrorist.
She's very smart.
She is. I told her this, though. She's very smart. She's very good with her work. She can say anything and make people think it's fact. She could be completely bullshitting right now this whole time.
But you know what? She also...
She could tell me,
hold on, the type of person to do that.
That's my point, though.
That's why.
Yeah, he doesn't know that.
I don't know that. But hold on, hear me out.
You don't know that.
Okay, that's my main point as why it's not in a negative way.
So let's tie it back to astrology. For instance, I have all this Gemini in my chart. Gemini is the person that communicates, right? But Gemini is known to be a bullshitter, quote unquote, right? So it's like, I could be bullshitting you. You wouldn't know. Because of my, again, the capabilities to be this way or the capabilities to be this way, and I use them both. Sometimes, like in school, if I know I had a presentation, I gotta tap into that Gemini bullshit. Let me just go off the dome with it, bullshit. Or I can also tap into the Gemini who's very intellectual and stimulated. Like, I like to learn and research and do these things, so then I can communicate it, because that's the sign of communication. Right. So I'm now communicating it to you. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it could. It's like, honestly, it's like, it's not manipulation. If I'm trying to get to know you, it's not manipulation, because at the end of the day, you're still a human. You could change. You could like shit. Like your favorite song could be one song. Then you could be like, oh, I hella love this artist, and they can go do like Kanye, for instance. Let's say you love Kanye, right? I'm like, okay, I put a note in there. You like Kanye. Then I get you tickets to go see Kanye. You don't like this motherfucker no more.
Right.
So how is it really like I'm manipulating you? I'm just trying to. It's actually feel like I'm being thoughtful.
Okay. It's giving you the ability to manipulate. Does that sound better?
But I'm not.
But I don't know that.
I never said you were.
No,
what I'm
but
saying
I feel
is
that though.
you have the ability to.
I understand what you're saying, because
Right.
people, it doesn't matter what you do. You can use anything for
Exactly.
good or for bad, and some
Exactly.
people do that.
Yeah.
Do that. However, I feel like if you start to know yourself on many different levels, you can pick up on when people are trying to bullshit you. I know. For the most part, I know myself on many different levels: astrological level, intuitive level, spiritual level, all that shit, right? So it's like, okay, you trying to bullshit me, because maybe I realize it's a little bullshit in me.
Right.
So you may figure out that somebody's a terrorist because it's a what do you like to say, a mirror? You know, you see yourself in other people. Yeah, so you get what I'm saying? You like, honestly, it's just like when you get to know yourself, you'll know certain shit. Like, you'll just know. That's why I say, like, know yourself on all different levels. And fuck what anybody got to say about it. Yeah, astrology is this, whatever. I'm finna learn it for myself. That's just like, for instance, I used to talk to this dude, right? Everybody talks so bad about him. Oh, God, it was terrible. I'm like, fuck that. I'm finna get to know you on my own.
Right.
I love this guy. He's hella cool. It didn't work out like that, but we hella cool. And it's like, damn, I'm so happy that I didn't listen to what everybody else was saying, all these stereotypes they was putting on you. I ended up really like having a nice bond with somebody, you know. So it's like it's the same thing. So it's like, yeah, people are gonna be like, okay, like astrology is this and that, but let me learn that shit for myself and let me apply it to myself and see how I can move and shake with it myself.
Okay, let's say I think it came back to me. What I want to say. Let's say if you met somebody, right, and you knew their birthday, you knew. I feel like you're so well versed in what you know, and it's not a bad thing, right? You're so knowledgeable in what you know. You have a way of with words. Again, I text you this, so it gets to the point like, let's say if you met a Gemini, right, and you might not.
That's my favorite sign. Okay, go ahead.
And you might not really fuck with this particular Gemini. You could, if you wanted to, explain their birth chart to them in a way to make them think whatever the fuck you wanted to, if it was factual or not.
Literally, that's what my brother says that.
But that's my point of why I say it's terrorist activities, because it could be used for bad.
And why are Geminis your favorite people?
There's people that love Adolf Hitler. There's people that love.
Was he a Gemini?
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. He's a Taurus, but we're not going to talk about Hitler because it's controversial. But let me tell you, fuck. Okay, my mom told me not to say this, but I'm just saying so. I always had a strange obsession with Hitler because I wanted to know how he could control people so much with his words. How does this man do this?
Put your fucking foot down.
So I've always, anytime it was a report at school, oh yeah, I'm doing Hitler. Period. I know everything about this man. Period. Because I wanted to understand, like, how is this possible?
And then what was the first? What did we open this up with? Like, you were asking me what I thought about terrorists, what or something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I'll be honest.
Okay.
But it's the same thing I said. I seen it was a mirror, right? So I seen the ability, I guess, like how you're speaking. I seen the ability to be able to manipulate. But it's like, why would I do that? I mean, like, for me, this is just my moral code, my personal moral code.
Right.
I could manipulate you, but then that shit get boring. So, like, look at Hitler. That shit got boring. He off
So let's say if you meet...
He was bored. He's like, okay, I didn't manipulate on you niggas.
Let's say if you meet a young man, right? And you wanna pursue that young man.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could use their chart
Let me tell you something.
to hook them. Yes or no?
I could try, but that doesn't mean that it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are human.
Not.
That's what you do. You learn shit about somebody and you hook them. So astrology could be a way.
But that's still manipulation.
But I'm not just like, oh, so like, say for instance, if I like a Gemini, okay, I know that off the back, Gemini's like different. They like variety. So when we do, like, if we go on a date, we need to do something that's stimulating that you've never done before. So let's do something like like random. All right, cool. That's what we gonna do. So then they'll be like, damn, okay, like this is different. So I'm gonna like her a little bit more because she's different. But that doesn't mean they're gonna fuck with me. Like they may just be like,
I really got a thing when I meet people and they like, that usually the what's your sign comes like no lie. In our generation, it comes like the third question.
See,
before they know your last
But
name.
look, I don't answer.
Really?
But I'm not telling you.
so now let me tell you where my terrorist comes in. This is how people do this wrong. So I'll just say, "Oh, how old are you? When is your next birthday?"
I'm not telling you. Like
You. So if I wanted to know, that's when I will find out. Oh, okay. Like I wouldn't ask you off the bat what's your sign.
That's
What's
because
your
she's good
sign?
with
Yeah.
words, though.
You get what I'm saying? But
That's what I'm saying. So if you take, and again, I'm not saying every. What do you call people in astrology? Astrologists?
yeah, I guess so.
Is that a
Whatever.
thing? Okay, so I'm not saying every astrologist. I'm saying her specifically, right?
You're calling her.
But it's not in a bad
But
way,
I would like
though.
to point out that you text both of us the same thing, and we responded with the same thing without even talking to
So
each other.
boom. So let's so that goes back to okay. So look, check it. How you said like why is Gemini your favorite sign? So boom. So it even goes down to numbers. Everything is tied into each other.
See how many factors tie into
Everything
this,
is
bro.
tied
This
into
is
each other,
ridiculous.
right? Because even your birthday,
This was
I had a Libra best friend that had the same birthday as you,
probably
October
the
8th,
coolest person in your life.
ever in my life. But the motherfucker, we're not gonna do that anyway. So we're gonna talk anyway. But yeah, so Lisa, my birthday is May 14th. 1 and 4 is 5, right?
Right.
Lisa's birthday is May 5th, right? That's 5, right?
Right.
So in astrology, numbers correlate with planets. 5 rules over
5 is
Mercury.
Mercury.
Mercury rules Gemini, Virgo. So Lisa and I are very similar as far as like Lisa's a teacher. In a sense, I'm teaching right now. So Lisa and I are similar when it comes to things like that. And we're both Tauruses. So yeah, we're going to have similar responses. And then we're dealing with you. You are the main denominator out of these two different people. So yeah, you might get the same answer from me and Lisa. You get what I'm saying?
And then you could get the same answer from me and Chip. Now explain that. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's
Because
just,
his birthday is what 6-7 months before
that's
mine.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just,
So I can get but then okay, so yeah, I can get the same answer
and
from
you'll
you guys
find a
because-
way to make that make
No,
sense.
because you guys are
We have a sun rising. Or some
no,
shit.
no.
Not a sunrise.
Whatever.
Because yours go at the 10th.
Yeah, bro. It
Mine's
doesn't
the
matter,
8.
bro. So then 1 and 0 is only 2 more than 8.
No.
So then
But
you
I'm
have to
born in
make-
10th month.
right, and then
So-
I'm like 2 inches taller. So it's like
It adds up. We're the same guy.
Y'all straight bullshit. Straight bullshit. Straight bullshit. Straight bullshit.
But look,
That's what I'm
this is
saying.
what it sounds like to me, though. Honestly.
It sounds crazy because
But no, okay. Okay. Let me be honest. I do understand some of it, but I just think it's valued too much, and I don't know if it can be scientific.
Maybe that's what my brain is.
That's the
I
thing,
think it's
like-
valued too much.
Can your intuition and can your instinct be scientifically proven? No. If you feeling something, somebody like one time.
So how do you feel about
No,
Wait a
that's some
minute.
bullshit. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
It may
my
not-
instinct can kind of like okay,
In
well,
hindsight, it can be proven.
like
Was
so
it right or wrong?
my instinct, just where I was born and raised, Bay Area, not even just Richmond, like Oakland. Like my instinct, I think somebody can like scientifically prove why I do certain shit because of my surroundings.
Yeah, like even astrologically, you could do that too.
Go on.
You could do that too.
He already agreed with you.
And that's what I'm saying.
Chip
Like,
in his throat.
they try to
Did
You
she-
were saying something, he was like,
Did she persuade you? Not this fast.
So
Really?
it's like
It's okay because she be getting me sometimes too. It's like,
I
okay.
be
let me
wanna
tell you
listen.
something. Justin, so like I have all these resources, right? Like when people want to, they like I want to know about more about astrology. So I send them all kind of stuff. Read this, digest it. You got questions, whatever. I sent Justin something based upon his date of birth. He was like, "Oh my god!"
I printed it out. But again, it goes back to my point. You can send me something that's literally just motivational, and I'm gonna relate to it. You can send me. I can apply damn near any. I pull inspiration.
So then let's pull that back
Can
to
I
this.
finish?
I was gonna say,
I'll
how
pull-
does that relate to his chart though?
I pull inspiration from everything. That's because I'm a Pisces.
No, it might be because you're something else, because you have different placements other than just being a Pisces.
Or what house you're in.
Einstein, give it to him. Give it.
Okay, so you're a Pisces, right? So
Yes.
in astrology, it goes. I'm telling y'all, like, man, I need to teach a class. So the first sign is Aries, last sign is Pisces. first, astrology represents like the cycle of life. When you look at an astrology chart, it's a wheel. Have you ever seen just the wheel, right? So it's the wheel of life, birth and death, right? So Pisces is the last sign. So you're like the angel. So you literally are overlooking the world. You can embody and take inspiration from everything, right? So then your moon sign is Capricorn. Capricorn is known to be somebody who's very ambitious, somebody who's very goal oriented. So their story is they were the sea goat. So that's why they say people who, like Nate was on
We
here.
have the same moon.
Exactly. That's why last time I was talking to y'all, I was like, you know, people really depend upon you guys because you guys are we all have earth moons. So people depend upon us, right? And people, even though they try to make it seem like we're a certain way, at the end of it all, they'd be like, you feel me? Like, I know I could go to you. I know that you are emotionally stable. People probably call you in the middle of the night, oh my God, like, babe, what happened? I gotta tell you what happened. Shit like that, right? So it's like you got Taurus moon. We're a trine right now, right? So we're all earth. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, right? But like Capricorn moon, or the story of Capricorn is they were the sea goat. So if you ever see Capricorn's picture
a seagull, like the
sea
bird?
goat. Sea goat.
Oh wow.
So Capricorn started from the bottom of the water. So it's a goat, but it has like a mermaid fin.
Got you.
Because like Nate was saying, Capricorns aren't emotional. That's not true. I think he said something like that. Something
When
to
is
that
Capricorn's birthday?
Capricorn
Like,
is late December, January.
Oh, okay.
And it's like Capricorns are very emotional, but they don't let that emotion run them. They use that emotion to fuel them to be this goat that gets to the top of the mountain. Do you get what I'm saying? So for you, you're gonna pick up inspirational shit because you're like, I have aspirations. I want to get this done. I want to do this. I want to do that. So you're always gonna pick up quotes like that. You're always gonna do that. And in a sense, you're always will kind of like root for the underdog because you know what it's like to consistently be trying to get to this mountaintop.
So when you send me certain shit, it's gonna resonate with me.
Duh.
So if you were trying to manipulate me, you knowing that, you would just do that, and I'd be like, damn, I'm feeling this chick because she just know me. You see what I'm saying?
She's so
See how that comes full
motivation.
circle? But then they was just so
where's
confused
his
as
Venus?
to how you could use it.
Manipulating your ass.
I'm just saying, bro.
Where's his Venus?
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Let me put a card fact.
Where's your Venus? Where's your Venus?
So honestly,
My Venus is in Gemini.
so the Venus
I don't know what
placement
that
is
means
different.
either.
So it's Venus is for women. For men, it's Mars. So it's like how you go after a woman, the type of woman you would like. Versus us, Venus is like the type of men we would like. So we Geminis, we like little fight,
Drug
little spice. I don't like no drug dealers.
She do. So explain that.
So exactly.
But it's something about them.
So
It's
Lisa,
their personality.
So she likes the stimulation, all that. For me, cause I have Virgo.
See
on
how
my-
they just move the goalpost? Or am I tripping? I could be tripping, honestly. Because y'all
Me and Lisa literally are what you're saying. We have the same Venus sign,
But y'all
we do not
respond.
like the same shit.
The same shit, exactly.
I don't like no rappers. I don't like no drug dealers.
And I like both.
But I like stimulation. I like a little spiciness. So I may get the same thing that Lisa's getting, but I'm
But
getting
from
it
somebody
different
else.
From a different type of person.
And so the fuck is everybody else? Now explain that.
What do you mean?
Everybody else in the world likes somebody for something, and they're getting stimulated from that thing.
Yeah, okay, so like say for instance, me and Lisa, Venus is Gemini, right? So we like variety. We need constant stimulation, but we also need a lot of space.
Bro, you're moving the goalposts, or I must be losing my
No,
mind.
because now we're not talking about a specific type of person. We're talking about what we need, right?
So it's not a person, it's like what you want.
we need, yeah. What we want.
You want. Hold on, let me find your shit, because you know what?
No, I'm just trying to make it make sense to me, bro.
She has a whole phone for her astrology
bro.
stuff.
She's a terrorist, bro.
No, I'm not.
She has a tab that says Justin. So she
I really do.
She has
wanna attack me.
She has 106 tabs open for all the
It's a
people
tab
she
right there.
knows.
Say Justin.
And so when she want to attack me,
This is your birth chart.
you telling me she's not a terrorist,
First of all,
bro?
I would never attack you.
That's like a
Terrorists have notes like
you know how
that.
the FBI have like
When they find your stuff somewhere in a cave, it's gonna look like that.
you know how the FBI have like
200
personnel
files of
folders.
all the people you know.
That's like her top 10 America's
is all
most
their
wanted.
shit,
And she has
right.
like all my
This
information
is all
right
her shit,
there.
right?
Okay, I'm sorry.
First off, I can't remember all this stuff. Okay, so I have to
I'm
keep it in my
joking.
phone. Like I can't remember.
Come on.
But his Venus is in Aries.
Okay. what
So
does that
remember,
mean?
I was like, he's a Pisces? Because I was just feeling fiery ass combative energy. And Aries is from Mars. Aries
The
is...
first time we did this.
Yes. And
Really?
Aries is very like... Yeah, because when I was like, something got to be in Aries. Either your Mercury or... I was feeling Aries. Because sometimes when I feel people's stuff, I don't even feel
I
their
wish I
sun
would have
sign.
told you my birthday.
We talked about that.
I should have told you.
But I need to go back and watch that because I felt like I was hella. I think I'm more aggressive today.
When we
than
came
I
in
was
here,
then.
you was first of all, I was
You
how
were
was
probably
talking to Lisa.
only
I'm like,
being
what the
a
fuck
little,
going on? Like,
and you
oh,
were probably
shit.
being a little mild because you had just
I
met
met
You
her.
literally had just said,
Yeah.
I don't know you yet. And you were really like, soon as I
That's-
get to know you, I'm on your top. And literally,
Well, that
like,
might be-
Ever since then, he's been what? On your
my
fucking
top.
top.
Again, Justin is hella early. This is
Okay,
contact
but
going.
what took for me to even give you that energy though?
So-
because I knew you could. I'm only like that word because we're
I
like
picked
that
it up
with each
from
other.
her. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like sociology. You're studying, like, it's like a groups of people, but then it turns to psychology. You're like studying and you're paying attention. You're being observant.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, he is.
Are there some signs that don't do that?
Yeah, there
Wait,
are
let her
signs.
finish, 'cause I'm
There
about
are
to fuck
signs,
her
but
up.
like, okay, I knew that you were a Pisces.
Right.
So I'm like, because the planets move close to each other. So I'm like, you have to have some type of Aries in your chart because you're being very combative and you're being very direct and assertive in like the way you carry yourself, and you're like you're just like growling at Lisa for no reason. Lisa's just sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck? And then Lisa with her Gemini is like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, okay, this is very like,
She's loving this right
yeah,
now.
like literally. So I'm like, okay. So then when you finally told me, I was like, oh shit. So I didn't get your Mercury right because I thought your mind was like an Aries, but it's your Venus. So it's the way that you socialize with people. You like to challenge them, kind of like to like poke at people and be like,
Yeah,
you
he's
know.
an asshole.
So fire signs get a rise. Like if you ever date a fire sign, an Aries, a Leo, or Sagittarius, that's what they do. They poke at you. They be like, they want to get a rise out of you.
So
Let me
look,
tell you a story about when we were kids. This
With
is how
me?
you know this nigga used to he just likes to poke at people. I had a SpongeBob room. Why? Because I'm a fucking kid. I don't know. But
SpongeBob
whatever.
used to go crazy.
I had a SpongeBob room.
I had a
not
SpongeBob
enough
room
for a
too.
whole room.
This motherfucker. So it was three of them. My brother, him, and the other friend X. X was coming in the room, distracting me. Justin would keep coming in, taking shit out of the room and moving it. Like
And you being a Taurus, don't touch my shit.
it's like, but I don't notice until like
It's too late.
I'm like, what the fuck? Why does he keep coming in here? I look around. All my decorations are fucking gone. Why? Because this nigga was coming in
don't know
periodically
how y'all was
taking
fighting.
shit out.
But me and her always have been hella close. But I mean, to be honest, I had a SpongeBob room too. So I used to even call her SpongeBob back then, I think, or something like that, something weird like that. But I don't know, bro. That's just I'm an asshole.
Because you're a
but
fucking kid.
I'm only an asshole to certain people though. It's weird. I don't
It's
know.
people that you care about.
Yeah,
What was you
Because
about to
that's
say?
what, you know.
I don't know. That was.
yeah. We got on the tangent.
So
I
like,
don't know,
let me
man.
see. Like, hold on. Let me look.
So what makes you say? You just said, this person's a Virgo. Whatever you said, it was like he said something, and you like instantly like, oh well, that's a whatever. Like so, with that, like if I describe, I'm telling a story to you. We're laughing and I'm telling you about Edward, and Edward is like, you have no knowledge of him. You don't know him from a grain of sand.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you about the story. You're like, hey, is he a Capricorn? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, is his birthday?
You know, December, January.
I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, how'd you know that? Shit like that. What if nothing he does fits his mold, his Capricorn mold? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So like, I mean, I'm like, there's times I'll be wrong. Like I'm like, I don't know. But again, like I'll pick up on other things. So like I didn't pick up on him being a Pisces. So maybe Edward could be a Capricorn moon or a Capricorn Venus. It's other parts. It's layers to your personality.
So that goes back to almost how my man's is thinking like, well then
They just gonna
all
find
of us
anything
something,
can be
everything.
justified.
You're
I can almost
literally
guess
every sign.
with everybody.
You're literally almost every sign. You have almost everything in you. So that's why it applies to everybody. That's why it's a full circle.
So why does it matter then?
Because
If I fit a
general
Aries
Because you don't fit
Aries mold, then on Tuesdays, sometimes I act like
Exactly.
a Capricorn, like, and
Or
then
you
on
put-
every other Sunday, people say I act like a Taurus.
But
like,
do you think there's only one layer to you anyway? Even if we're taking astrology out of it,
No.
do you think there's only one layer to you and your
Of course not,
personality?
Lisa.
No.
We're human, so
Okay,
we're
so that's
we're all the ogres, we're all the
So,
onions.
it's,
Okay,
so,
but-
okay, so we're not human, but astrology helps you kind of be able to understand it a little bit more.
we're not human. You said?
I mean, yeah, like we're not the same. Like we're not different
Right,
layers.
right,
So
right.
astrology is one way for you to be like, okay, I understand my layers a little bit more. I'm seeing my layers through this lens. That's what it's for.
Just the same way you would use like sociology or psychology or whatever to understand. Like you feel like you have these different layers because of your environment or where you grew up at. Like astrology is just another avenue to understanding who you are. Or why you are the way you are.
Pretty much. Like for you, like for instance, let me see.
You talking about me?
No, talking about Chip.
Yeah, you leave me alone.
So Chip, you got all the elements in your chart.
What's that
Every
mean?
single one?
So there's 4 elements. There's
That means
fire,
everything that ever
water.
existed
No,
applies
that
to you,
means
bro.
no. That means like you're like I say when people have all the elements, I feel like you're kind of like a well-rounded person in a sense.
I've always been called well-rounded.
But if you tell anybody that,
No, everybody's not well-rounded. I don't think you're well-rounded.
really,
No, I do not.
I wouldn't disagree with you.
So there we go.
But there's people that aren't that would.
What do you mean?
There's people that aren't well-rounded that would think they are well-rounded. So him just agreeing that he can't be the judge of him being well-rounded, in my opinion.
But I mean, the man, like, I mean, he can, but he can't. Yeah, he can, but he can't.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you measure all things anyway, just like you're measuring astrology, just like I'm measuring astrology. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But in general, Libra is, you harmonize with everything around you, so you're naturally well-rounded. That's what Libras do. And sometimes it's your gift and it's your curse. So that's how Libras are. Same with you. So it's hella funny because Libras and Pisces are very, very, very similar. Very,
So
very
now
similar.
you're gonna tell us this
No,
is
no,
how
no,
this is why we're
no,
cool.
no, 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 because you guys do it differently.